Vedic age. Introduction. Vedic age lasted from 1500 से 600 BC. In the late Bronze Age and early Iron Age of the history of India. 1500 से 600 in the late Bronze Age and early Iron Age. मतलब लेट ब्रॉन्ज एज से स्टार्ट हुआ और आयरन एज पे तक चला. द पीरियड लाइज बिटवीन एंड ऑफ अर्बन Indus Valley civilization and second urbanization which began in central Indo-Gangetic plain around 600 BC. Agricultural surplus, the growth of craft and trade and growing population lead to emergence of town in Gangetic plain. This is called second urbanization in Indian history after first urbanization event in Harappa civilization. It is named after Vedas, collection of sacred texts composed during this time. The composer of Vedic texts describe themselves as Aryans. The composer of Veda texts describe themselves as Aryans. This era is split into early Vedic and later Vedic. Early Vedic 1500 से 1000 और later Vedic 1000 से 600 के बीच में. Sources to study Vedic age. Literary source. Vedic text. Early Vedic text Rig Veda. Later Vedic text Sam Veda, Yajur Veda, Athar Veda and other texts. Early Vedic Rig Veda. Later Vedic Sam Ved, Yajur Ved, Athar Ved and other. मतलब यहाँ पे वेदा बना था अर्ली वैदिक 1500 से 1000 के बीच में और लेटर वैदिक 1000 से लेकर 600 के बीच में सामवेद, यजुर्वेद, अथर्ववेद एंड अदर्स. ज़ेंट अवतेष्ठा Iranian text 14th century BC. ज़ेंट अवदेष्ठा Iranian text 14th century BC. Zend Avdeshta mentioned the land and god of Indo-Aryan speaker, referring to region in northern and northwest India. It is linguistic similarities with Vedas suggest early Aryan originated outside Indian subcontinent. Zend Avdeshta mentioned land and goddess of Indo-Aryan speaker, referring to the region in northern and northwest India. It is linguistic similar with Vedas suggested early Aryan originated outside Indian subcontinent. Iliad and Odyssey, written by Homer, 18th century BC. Inscription, Khasti inscription, 1600 BC. Mitanni inscription 1400 of Iraq Syria suggested that branch of Aryan moved from Iran toward west in Iraq. Khasti inscription and Mitanni inscription of Iraq Syria suggested that branch of Aryan moved from Iran toward west in Iraq. Bogazikoi inscription, oldest inscription with name of Vedic god discovered in Turkey, Syria, Bozaki area, dated around 1400 BC. Bogazokoi inscription, oldest inscription with the name of Veda god was discovered in Turkey, Syria area, dated around 1400 BC. Kassite inscription and Mitanni inscription of Iraq, Syria suggested branch of Aryan moved from Iran toward west in Iraq. Archaeological survey. Andronovo culture 2000 से 1150 BC of southern Siberian provided archaeological evidence of migration of Aryan. They entered India from Hindu Kush, Bacteria margina archaeological complex region. Andronovo culture. Southern Siberian provided archaeological evidence of migration of Aryan. They entered India from Hindu Kush, Bacteria margina archaeological complex region. Excavation conducted in Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, northern Rajasthan along with Indus and Ghagra river dated from 1700 से 600 BC. Indo-Aryan linguistic term that refer to speak of subgroup of Indo-Aryan branch of Indo-European family language. Indo-Aryan linguistic term they refer to speaker of subgroup of Indo-Aryan branch of Indo-European family of language. Arya a cultural ethnic term etymological derived from ar meaning cultivated, literally mean king's man or compassion or novel. The original home of Arya is debated and different theories have been postulated on it. Arya a cultural ethnic terms euthological derived from ar meaning cultivated, literally meaning king's man or compassion of novel. Theories migration from Europe. William Jones migration from Europe. Williams Jones Morgan semi-nomadic Aryan migrated to India from Eastern Europe. Semi-nomadic Aryans migrated to India from Eastern Europe, particularly from region north of Black Sea. Linguistic similarities between Indo-European language like Greek, Latin, German, Sanskrit. Central Asian theory. Max Muller. Central Asian theory. Linguistic parallel between Avesta, Iranian text, and Veda. Both texts display not just word similarity but also shared concept, interchangeable use of H and S in the word like Hura, Asur, Homa, Soma. Arctic region theory, Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Tilak argued that northern pole has a original home of Aryan during pre-glacial period, which they left due to climate change. The reference in the Vedas about 6 months of long day and night, phenomena unique to the Arctic region. Tibetan theory, Swami Vivek, Arctic region, Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Tibetan theory, Swami Vivekanand. Central Asian theory, Max Muller. Migration from Europe, William Jones. Tibetan theory, Swami Vivekanand. Sun and fire were worshipped in Tibet due to extreme cold, and flora and fauna mentioned in Rig Veda were found in Tibet. Indian theory, Dr. Sampuranand and A.C. Das. Indian theory, Dr. Sampuranand and A.C. theory. Literary evidence from Veda, particularly Rig Veda, emphasize Sapt Sindhu as their primary homeland. Linguistic Sanskrit, with its vast array of original Indo-European terms, suggests closer relation with ancestral Aryan language than other European language. The ritual detail in Vedic text reflect practice of rooted in India. Indian theory, Dr. Sampuranand, A.C. Das. Early Vedic period, Rig Veda Vedic period, 1500 से 1000. The primary source of information about this age is ऋग वैदिक से मिला है अर्ली वैदिक पीरियड के बारे में. Geographical expansion. The Aryans were mainly confined to Indo region, referred as Sub-Sindhu or land of seven rivers in Rig Veda. The seven rivers are Jhelum, Vat, Vatista, Bias, Vaipas, Chenab, Aksin, Rabi, Purusunahi, Satulaj, Sutudara'i, Saraswati, Ghagar, Yahakra, and Indus Sindhu. This region covered present-day part of Afghanistan, Punjab, and Haryana. The Sindhu Indus is the important Benson river, and Saraswati is the most revered holy river. Saraswati Valley was called as Brahmavarda. The Himalayas were called Hemavat, and Hindu Kush were called Munjavat. The Saraswati Valley was called Brahmavarta, and Himalaya were called Himavat, and Hindu Kush were called Munjavat. Political structure: Bharatas, Matyas, Yukas, Puras were tribal kingdom of that time. Bhar, Bharatas, Matsyas, Yudas, and Puras were tribal kingdom of that time. The tribal chief or Rajan were protector of his tribe, safeguarding cattle, rearing war, and performing religious duties on behalf of tribe. The tribal chief was called Gopti ya Gopa, protector of cow, and Kyun was called Mahasi. The tribal chief was called Gopti or Gopa, protector of cow, and queen was called Mahasti, Mahisi. The king position appear hereditary, but some trace of election of tribal assembly Samati was presented to exercise check. The tribal assembly like Sabha Samiti, Vidhata, Gana have deliberative military and religious role. The woman could attend Sabha and Vidhata. Sabha assembly of elder or elites. Samiti assembly of people. Uh, Vidhata assembly of tribe. Gana probably clan or organization. Sabha assembly of elder or elites. Samiti assembly of people. Vidhata Vidhatha assembly of tribe. Gana probably a clan organization. Governance: the formal judicial system was absent with no specific officer for administrative justice. Spices were used to check theft, especially of cow and burglary. The official tribe didn't direct slightly territorial administration, but some rule were territorially enlarged. Some official title were Prohit, motivate tribal chief and praise their deeds in return for reward in cow and slave. Prohita, motivate tribal chief and praise their deed in return for reward in cow and slaves. Senani, skilled in weaponry. Senani was chief of army. Vrajapati, in charge of pastoral ground, officer who controlled territory. Further, they lead Kul Kulpas, head of families, or Graminis, leader of fighting unit into battle. Gramanis. Over the time, role of Graminis and Vrajapati became synonymous. Vrajapati in charge of pastoral ground, officer who controlled territory. Further, they had the Kulapas, head of families or grama, Gramanis, leader of fighting unit. Gramanis and Prajapati become synonymous. Military structure and conflict. Military structure and conflict. The king did not mention standing army and relied on tribal unit assembly during the war. Military functions were performed by tribal group called Vrat, Gana, Grama, Shraddha. Vrat, Gana, Grama, Shraddha. The Aryan were engaged in conflict with pre-Aryan and had internal tribal dispute. The Aryan split into five tribal or Panch Panchajana, the Bharatas and Trisu were dominant Aryan clan backed by priest Vasishtha. The Bharatas led by Sudas. The Bharata The Bharata led by Sudas defeated coalition of 10 rulers, mix of Aryan and non-Aryan in battle of 10 King Das Rajan on the bank of Prusani Ravi river. Bharatas and Puru joined to form Kurus. Both Pandava and Kauravas belonged to Kuru clan. Later Kuru allied with Panchalas established their control over upper Ganga valley. Dasa and Dasyu, conquered by Aryan, were treated as slaves and Sudras. The Dasa mentioned in ancient Aryan texts seem have been branch of early Aryan, while Dasyu were probably originally inhabited of a country. Dasa mentioned in ancient Aryan texts seem to be have branch of early Aryan, while Dasyus were probably originally inhabited of country. The Aryan chief Trasadeu overpowered them. The Aryan chief Trasa, the Aryan chief, the Aryan chief Trasa da, uh, Dayu, Trasadayu overpowered them. Trasadayu, the Aryan chief Trasadayu overpowered them. The Aryan chiefs were soft toward Dasa but hostile toward Dasayu. The Aryan chief The Aryan chiefs were soft toward Dasa but hostile toward Dasayu. The Dasayu possibly worshipped the Palalus and did not keep cattle. अब ये क्या होता है Palalus? Indo-Aryan introduced chariot driven by horses into West Asia, India and used better arms and coat of mail called Varman. अब ये क्या आता है वर्मन देखना जरा. The coat of mail was armored coat made of chain mail, interlinking ring and overlapping metal plate. Bharatvarsha is believed to be named after Bharat tribe. Bharatvarsh is believed to be named after Bharat tribe, the first appearing in Rig Veda. The Bharatvarsh believed to be named after Bharat tribe, a term first appearing in Rig Veda. Society. Initially, society was differentiated on basis of varna or color. Initially, society was differentiated on the basics of varna or color. Aryans, fair-skinned, and non-Aryan, darker and spoke a different language. Non-Aryan, thus Yuas, included Aurata, non-follower of divine ordinance, and Akra, Akratu, non-performance of sacrifice. Initially, society was differentiated on the basis of Varna or the color. Aryans fair skinned and non-Aryan darker and spoke a different language. अलग अलग भाषा बोलता था. Non-Aryan thus Yuas included Akrata, non-follower of divine ordinance, and Akratu, non-performance of sacrifices. Society was egalitarian and non-caste driven. Occupation were determined by birth and there was absence of strict social hierarchy. The Varna system was introduced at the end of Rig Vedic and it find mention only in Pru, Puru Sastu Katha. Puru Sast, Puru Sastu Sastuka, Puru Sastuka, the 10th mandal of Rig Vedas. Inequality started to develop in society with tribal chief priests acquiring larger share of booty, leading to division of society into three groups: warrior, priest, and people, on the same pattern as in Iran. The Vedic people were familiar with slavery. They were there were mainly women slaves used for domestic purpose and not for agriculture. Evidence of cereals as a gift was rare, but evidence of land as a gift was absent. Evidence of land as a gift was absent. Family structure. Social structure was rooted in brotherhood. The primary unit was Kul. The primary unit was Kul. Mother, father, son, slave, and other headed by Kul, Kulapa. The basic unit of society was family or Griha, headed by Grihapati, and his wife was known as Saptani. It was preferred as a joint or patrilineal family. Several family form Vis or clan. Multiple Vis constitute Jana, representing largest social unit. The term Jana or Vis occur in Rig Veda, but Janpada is nowhere mentioned in Rig Vedic text. Vis was divided into grama or a small tribal unit meant for fighting. When grama clashed with one another, it caused sangrama or war. When grama clashed with one another, it is called sangrama or war. The marriage were primarily monogamous, but polygamy and polyandry were also observed. In Rig Vedic, no desire is expressed for daughter, though desire for children and cattle is a recurrent theme in hymn. In Rig Vedic, no desire is expressed for daughter, though desire for children and cattle is a recurrent theme in hymn. The status of women. Through society was patriarchal, women were given equal opportunity as men for their spiritual and intellectual development, like Upanyaka, Upanyak, Upanya, investiture ceremony, education, selection, life partner, widow, remarriage. Though society was patriarchal, women were given equal opportunity as men for their spiritual and intellectual development, like Upan, Upanyaya. Notable women poet were Apala, Visva, Varva, Ghosh, and Lop, Lopamudra. Notable women poets were Apala, Visvavara, Ghosa, Lopamudra. The practice like child marriage, sati, and Purda were absent and marriageable age seems to have been 16 to 17. The practice like child marriage sati purda were absent and marriageable age seems to be have 16 to 17. Economic society was predominantly pastoral, with cattle rearing as a primary occupation and wealth was gauged by number of cow owned. Though trade and commerce was limited, barter system was prevalent with cow being a key exchange item. Land ownership as a concept of private property doesn't exist. Clan collectively share resources. Individual including Rajan, Purohits and artisan were part of clan network. The primitive agriculture using fire clearing technique and wooden plug Langala Sura was in practice. Meant the term Sita meant furrow created by plugging. They cultivated barley, yavam and wheat, goduma. Primitive agriculture using fire clearing technique and wooden plug lang, langala and sura. Langala and sura was practiced. The term Sita meant fairy created plugging. They cultivated barley, ya, yavam, and wheat, god, godhuma. Water for irrigation was probably drawn from well by cattle-driven water lift using pulley. The craft people engaged in various trade like carpentry, weaving, chariot making, and later holding particularly prestige due to popularity of chariot racing. The craft people engaged in various trade like carpentry, weaving, chariot making, and later holding particular prestigious due to popularity of chariot racing. Reference to siri or yarn indicating spinning which was done by women and carpenter. Taksan is in the Rig Vedic text. रेफर टू सीरी इसको इसको मोबाइल में सर्च करना सीरी और यर्न इंडिकेटिंग स्पिनिंग वाज डन बाय वुमेन एंड कारपेंटर टक्सान इन ऋग वैदिक टेक्स्ट. Taxation and exchange. The economic depend on voluntary or compulsory contribution bali for people wish or the war boundary. Social exchange involved gift redistribution, extending coteries, offering hospitality, hospitality, providing military aids. Iron technology was absent and had limited metallurgy pursuit. Metal called ayas, either copper or bronze, was known. Karmara Smith is mentioned in Rig Vedic. Karmara Smith is mentioned in Rig Vedic. The Rig Veda has mentioned Hiranya, oldest Sanskrit word for gold. The Rig Vedic has mentioned Hiranya, the oldest Sanskrit word for gold. Religious. The religion. The Rig Vedic Aryan worship natural force like earth, fire, wind, rain, thunder, primarily through yajan, वायजन्स. वो यज्ञ को ही बोलते हैं वो यज्ञ यजन्स. The distinct characteristics was henotheism. The distinct characteristic was henotheism or cathenotheism, where each hymns elevated a specific deity to supreme statue temporary. The distinct aspect of fire cult was associated with both Indo-Aryan and Indo-Iranian. मतलब आग से सबका रास्ता है. द मैजिक एंड ओवन वेयर नॉट प्रेवलेंट. जादू नहीं चलता था. मीट कंजम्पशन एंड सेक्रिफिशियल किलिंग ऑफ एनिमल वेयर फाउंड एक्सेप्ट फॉर काउ डीम्ड अग अगहनी नॉट टू बी किल्ड. गाय को अगहनी कहते थे क्योंकि उसको मारा नहीं जा सकता था, मीट खा सकता था. दिस पीरियड सो रिकॉग्निशन ऑफ वेरियस डिटीज, demigod and other spiritual entities in religious observation. ठीक है. Some important deities. Indra, the greatest god of Aryan. 250 hymen were attributed to him, known as Purandar, breaker of forts. Purandar, known as Purandar, breaker of forts. Urvarajit, winner of fertile land. Urvarajit, winner of fertile land. Magad, Madhavan, Bontonus, Vritavan, slayer of Vrita chaos, Agni. Second most important god of fire. Those who hymen are attributed to him serve as an intermediary between god and man. Varuna, the third most important god of water responsible for maintaining cosmic under Rita. Soma, god of planet. Som is also known as deity who inspired poet to compose hymen. The entire 11 mandala of Rig Veda is dedicated to him. सबसे ज़्यादा इंद्र, अग्नि, वरुण, सोमा. The other god mentioned are Rudra, god of destruction. Rudrasa, later merged with Shiva in a later Vedic phase. Yama, lord of death. Yama. Pusana, god of Sudras, look after cattle. Pusan. Surya, son of Dayus. Vishnu, benevolent and gentle god. Martus, god of storm. Aswanis, twin god of war and fertility. Goddess mentioned are Savitri, solar deity famous Gayatri month is attributed to her in third mandala of Rig Veda. गायत्री मंत्र में Savitri, solar deity famous Gayatri mantra is attributed to her in third mandala of Rig Veda. Aditi, goddess of eternity, mother of God. Aditi. Usa, goddess of dawn. Sinivali, goddess of fertility. Sinivali, demigod. Gandharavas, divine musician. Apsaravas, mysteries of goddess. Viswa Devas, Aryaman, guardian of compact and marriage. Later Vedic period. दिक्कत है.